If you're doing any Facebook advertising or Instagram ads and you don't have automated rules set up, you may be missing the boat here and spending excess money. You see, as realtors and investors, our time is best served being in front of homeowners and buyers. We can't always look at the metrics. So what if you had an ad that hasn't been performing for weeks? You were away on vacation or in a lot of listing appointments or showing buyers houses. And all of a sudden those ad costs are creeping up. You're burning extra money that you don't have to for an ad that may not be performing. This is where a rule comes in. Or on the flip of that, what if you had an ad that was really doing well and dripping in 4 or 5 leads per day? But in that case, as well as it's doing, you're not spending enough money on your ad. This is where a rule can come in to start slowly creeping up your ad spend so that your lead flow through your pipe keeps increasing, bringing you more and more leads as an investor or realtor. This is what we're going to explore here on this video. If you like this video, consider subscribing to the channel, as I am committed to providing insights for realtors and investors, leveraging technology and strategies to drive more business and make this the best decade ever. Let's dive into Facebook Rules Manager and let me show you how easy it is to set up. Okay, to get to the Facebook Rules Manager, you need to go into business.facebook.com. This will bring you into your business page, your business application, as they say. This is actually changing over to the business suite in Facebook, so some of the terminology may be changing in the coming months. They've already started to introduce it in the Facebook communities. Once you're in your business manager, come up here to the hamburger icon on the top left. And if you don't see it up in here, I've been using it, so I have a shortcut here. You're going to find the Automated Rules Manager under Advertising right here, Automated Rules. Go ahead and click that. Now in the Automated Rules, I have an empty account here. It's a new account, so I could show you the capabilities. What I'm going to show you here is Create Rule, and the pop-up will come in. So let's say the very first rule that I like to use and recommend you implement immediately on your ad accounts is a rule that says if an ad is not performing at a certain dollar cost per lead, you want to shut that campaign down and get a notice, so that way you can reevaluate the ad, the image, the copy to see what's going on. Why isn't it performing? Why is the cost per lead increasing? So what we'll do here is we'll give it a name, and I'll say cost per lead increase. And I know in my market, and you need to know your individual market, if you're in a high luxury market, a cost per lead may be good at $10 or $12 a lead. Here in Philadelphia, our average is roughly, no more than $6 or $7 a lead. And most of my ads are actually getting sub $1. I'm getting leads for 60 cents, $1.10, 90 cents, in those ranges. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say increased over $7. So I'll use, this is my $7 rule, but you're going to have a unique rule for your market. So play around with it. You determine what your comfort level is on cost per lead. Now, as you come down on the form here, the rule is going to apply to, you could say all campaigns, ad sets, or ads. So you could put a rule on a specific ad, on a specific ad set. But I like to just have rules overall in my overall ad manager. So I'm going to say all campaigns. Now, the action that I could perform, Facebook provides some nice actions that I could do in this rule. I could automatically turn off campaigns. I could turn on campaigns, or I could just send a notification to somebody if the ad spend goes high in this rule. So think of some of the possibilities here on your rules. Some of the popular ones I like is if you're in a business that you only want to advertise certain days of the week or times of the day, you could have rules that are turning your ads on and off based on schedules and time. And you'll see that in a minute here. Now, the next thing I'm going to say turn off, the next thing is the condition, and I can do it based on results or time, after so much time, or cost per mobile event, cost per conversion. They have lots of event types that I could put in my filters here in my condition. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just focus on the cost per result one, because that's what I want to look at, my cost per lead. So if I say if the cost per result or cost per lead, in this case for a realtor, is greater than, and then I can put in the dollar amount. So I'll say $7. Now, what Facebook also did for me is it said lifetime impressions greater than 8,000. This is a best practice. So especially when you kick off a new ad, when you kick off any new ad in a campaign, your cost per lead may start out high. And then as it starts to mature and Facebook decides who to show the ad to, your cost per lead is going to come down. So what a good rule is when you're creating these business rules is to use impressions. So I always say, let the ad run at least a week before you evaluate it. So once you kick it off, let that ad bake in the Facebook world so that it's showing it to multiple people, and let Facebook learn who to show it to. And then after that, now start monitoring that ad. And if the cost is going haywire, shut this campaign off. So a good one that I like to use is a lifetime impressions for the campaign. So in the impressions, this is how many times people have seen the ad. So if I let it run for a week, typically I'm going to have 8,000 to 12,000 impressions, maybe more, depends on how much I'm spending per day. So in that week time frame, it's going to start monitoring this $7 rule. Now the range, I could just look at over a certain period of days. So if the ad spent over the last 28 days or 30 days or what have you, but I just like to do maximum. So this is going to be like an overarching rule on my account that will look, once it reads 8,000 impressions, it'll start monitoring the cost per lead. And when it goes over 7, it will kick off. Now down here, the schedule, I like to use continuously because there's a rule overall in my ad manager. It's going to run about every 30 minutes to check all your ads for you. So while you're at listing appointments, showing buyers houses, you're at a closing, you don't have to worry. This rule is going to be kicked in and start to monitor your ad spend and shut off ads that aren't performing, so you're not wasting dollars. You could also do a schedule based on a daily, or you could do a custom. If you do custom, it brings up a date range here. Now, this is where I was referencing all the way back up in here. Instead of just turning off a campaign, you could have one rule that turns campaigns off and another rule that turns campaigns on based on date ranges. So if you don't want to advertise on Sundays, the old Chick-fil-A model, we're all closed on Sundays, right? So you don't want to advertise on Sundays, you could have a rule that turns all your campaigns on from Monday through Friday or Monday through Saturday, and then turns it off on Sundays. So that's an example where you use a date range. And finally, here you have notifications. So do you want to be notified on Facebook or on email? I like to do both because I definitely want to know when a rule kicks in and my ads are turned off or turned on or what have you. And then I hit create, and that's it. So over in here, I have a rule where if the cost goes above $7 a lead, this campaign or all my campaigns that hit that rule will be turned off for me, and I'll get a notice. I can go back into Ad Manager, review my ad copy, and see how I can improve the ad performance by introducing new pictures, new ad copy, et cetera, new demographics. If you ever want to go and delete the rule, it's right here on the right. And you could also run the rule. And also, if you need to edit the rule, maybe you want to move it to $8 or $10, you can go and hit edit it and change the amount. So I hope you enjoy this video. Go ahead and set up a bunch of rules. You should have rules on costs. You could also have rules where you're increasing the budget. If I just come back here to the rule for a second, right down in here, the action, down in here, you could increase the daily budget or the lifetime budget. So this is a great way to scale your ads. So you could say, for example, have a rule that says if the leads are under $2 or $3 a lead, and maybe after so many impressions and the results are high, over a certain amount per day, you may tell Facebook in the rule, start increasing my budget. So if I do increase a daily budget, I would just say, increase it by 2 days, once a day, increase the budget by $2 or maybe once a week. So it's very flexible and allowing you to scale your ads along the way. So if you like this video, we really enjoy you on the channel. Consider giving me a thumbs up. If you have any questions, please put it in the comments. I'm here to help you, and consider subscribing so that you don't miss another video on this channel. Enjoy.